Millz Young here, MMA Locker Room, part of Pick Dawgz. UFC bet with me. Who's ready to bet on UFC this week? Me. That's who. So I'm going to be going over this week's card. I'm going over all the fights that's going on. Hey, some late, short notice additions. I got you guys covered. We got about, 12 or 13 fights to talk about. I'm going to give you guys my picks, my prediction. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys my parlay so we can get paid again, man. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. But how'd you guys do last week? Over here on our predictions, wasn't the best. We went 8-5, man. Some of the reads, I trusted. Other things, not my gut. I trusted how I thought the fight would play out instead of actually trusting my fighters. Like the Aaron Blanchfield fight, man. Big Aaron Blanchfield fan. Always had her on the pick. And then next thing you know, by the time I do my video, I switched it over to Rosa Namajunas. And that was just because I thought that the game plan and the strategy was going to play out different. Nothing, man. Aaron Blanchfield was able to get the win in there. Brandon Moreno came through the door too as well, man. We got Zahabi through there. Jourdain choked out Victor Henry. It was just crazy, man. You know, we couldn't win all the fights. We definitely lost some. My worst prediction was the Kyle Machado fight, man. That fight, yeah, it was a split decision. He still could have won. But if you guys seen that fight live with your eyes, I mean, it was just atrocious to watch, and it's something to where, you know, that fight is now on the do not bet list, aka the blacklist. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. This fight card. You guys are going to have a lot of fighters on this fight card that name recognition is not going to be there. Some money lines are not going to be where you guys just want to lay it straight. And that's the reason why is because you got a big card coming up next week. The New York card in Madison Square Garden with John Jones versus Stipe. Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira on there. So this card is kind of like it's just getting swept under the rug. But hey, there's always ways to get paid. So let's go ahead and get it started today. First fight of the night, we got Tresean Gore, 4-2, taking on Antonio Trali, 12-4. All right, Tresean Gore, he's opening up the slight favorite, -185 on some books out there. Antonio Trali just took a fight on short notice against Shamagomedov. He's a jiu-jitsu fighter who's been having some fights kind of canceled, you know, and we're trying to make his appearance in the UFC. When he did against Shamagomedov, he looked it as if he can, you know, get the jiu-jitsu going. But he still got knocked out by the third round, I want to say. In this fight, though, Tresean Gore is a fighter that changed his gym. Now he's training at the MMA lab, okay? He's a fighter that has fast hands, good speed, solid takedown defense, and I think he took some time off. And, you know, I think we might see some more weapons in his game. He might be a little bit more explosive, a little bit more deadly, and, you know, he might fight with a whole different game plan, being that he is training at a whole new gym. Training with different fighters and training with better fighters, and he's this young in his career. He made his debut on the UFC Ultimate Fighter, and he got signed after that, and he was only like 3-0. He took some losses early on in his career to Brian Battle and Cody Brunage, but that's only 2 losses, and at this point, I'll be honest, this is like the record and stuff that he kind of should have been at, even though he was undefeated. People had high hopes for him. I like Tresean Gore to get it done in this. The price tag ain't the best, but sometimes you just got to look at the fight and look at the fighters and say who's going to win. I think Tresean Gore gets the win in this one. I want to say he gets the KO too. Yeah, second round KO. Let's go. Next fight taking place. We got Gaston Bolanos. My bad. Gaston Bolanos, 7-4, taking on Kentavious Romeus. Say those names back to back to back and try to get them straight, man, with a straight face. All right, man. All right, Gaston, he was coming off a UFC debut against Marcus McGee in a fight to where he got knocked out in the second round, okay? But he's a good, talented striker, okay? He likes to throw a lot of spinning stuff, came from the Bellator promotion, and now it's kind of like, hey, you got to show what you can do. Kentavious Romeus, he just made his UFC debut on the Contender Series and got the contract and got signed. He's a guy that likes to push the wrestling. He has 9 wins and 5 of them by submission. I think the path to victory is to get this down to the ground. Bologna, man, forget that. Gaston's been subbed already in 2 of his losses, and Romeus has that vernacular physique to where, hey, if you get you down on the ground, man, he starts grabbing on your stuff and starts choking you out, you just gonna probably tap. So I think that's the path to victory in here, but don't get it twisted. Kentavious Romeus can strike, man. He has one of the viral knockouts when he was fighting for the Shamrock FC promotion. Man, he kicked this guy so... Man, just go look up the highlight, bro. He won by a highlight kick knockout, man, that Shows that he can strike, shows that he can wrestle. But the thing is this, man. He made his, the reason why people are not going to like him in this spot, they're going to say, oh, he's a little bit chinny. Because when he made his UFC debut on the Contender Series before he got the contract, he did get knocked out. He got knocked out real early in the first round by Ramon Tarvis. So that's what you're going to hear out here. But me, I like Contavious Romeus. He opened up around like a minus 400, got bet down to a minus 150, 200, got taken off of books. Now he's sitting around that minus 230 price tag in here. But I do give the dog some keys to victory in here. If he can just keep this on the feet and make this a striking match, man, he might be able to knock him out, man. But with all that being said, give me Romeus to get the job done. Third fight taking place. We got Melissa Mullins 6-1 taking on Claudia Gadelha 6-1. Claudia Gadelha, nobody knows who she is because she's making her UFC debut. She's just a striker from Poland. And in this one, Melissa Mullins, we've seen her already in the UFC at least twice, okay? I think that she's going to be able to cover that price tag that she's at right now. Her last fight out, she didn't get the win, and she let a lot of people down, right? But not me, man, because you're not going to win every fight, okay? As long as you go out there and you fight and you live the next fight, we're good with that, So for me, I think that this is a get-back spot for her. I think that she can take her down to the ground and win by submission. I do believe Melissa Mullins can get this down to the ground, definitely win by submission. So that's the pick, and that's the prediction, too. Mullins wins by sub. I'll call it like round 1 and round 2. Let's go. Next fight taking place. We got Cody Stamann taking on Damon Blackshear, man. Cody Stamann, 21-7-1. Damon Blackshear, 14-7-1. Damon Blackshear, big favorite, minus 280 on the books. I don't think that price is right at all, man. I think it should be around a minus 160. Nothing higher. Maybe up to a minus 180, minus 175. That's about it. But in this one, though, Damon Blackshear, he's a talented wrestler. He's improving on his striking. Cody Stamann is a guy that just likes to wrestle and stuff and really doesn't pull the trigger and go for it in the fights. Earlier on, he has a win over Aljamain Sterling in his career, but ever since then, he never capitalized on it. He beats like lower level fighters, and whenever he fights even a fighter even one level above him, he usually loses. But in this one, though, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think these guys are kind of equal, man, and this line is way off. I do think Damon Blackshear is going to win because I think he has a point to prove. He improved on his striking, put some time out there in Thailand too, but he wasn't able to put that out there in his last fight against Montel Jackson. He just got flatlined in the first round. So I really don't hold that against him because Cody Stamann is not a striker like that. This is definitely a fight that I think's going to the decision. Best bet, fight's going to decision. Get this, parlay it with something else, and meet me out the window. But I think Damon Blackshear should be able to get this one done. All right, next fight taking place. We got Charles Racky, minus 150, minus 165 on the books, taking on Matthew Simmonsberg. Charles Racky, his last fight out, man, he was fighting Carlos Prates. And we all thought, I thought he was going to use the wrestling, implement the takedowns, and make this a different fight. Nah, man, he tried to stand up and strike with him. Got his lights put out. Matthew Simmonsberg, man, he came on the UFC and, he was a decent fighter. I think in this one, he's going to have the advantage on the height. He's going to have the advantage on the reach. And a little bit on just, the finish ability. He does struggle with takedowns. Charles Racky can make this a way different fight if he uses the takedowns to implement them. But me, I like the dog in this one. Charles Racky's like a minus 155. This is something that I do not agree with the price at all. Maybe a pick 'em. And then maybe minus 120. And then, minus 120. But a lot of people going to look at Matthew Simmonsberg right here and just say, hey, man, their last memories of him is just losing and losing. I get it, but I think this guy's still good. And I think in this fight, he should be able to, get the win in this one, man. Give me the dog in this one, man. I'm taking the dog. Next fight taking place, man. We got Mansour Abdul Malik, 6-0, making his UFC debut. Taking on Desco Turich, 12-4. Malik's a minus 300 favorite on the books. The reason why is because on the Contender Series, he's a specimen. He's an athletic wrestler that goes out there and gets it down to the ground with ground and pound. His striking is good too. He got power in his hands. His striking and defense is solid as well. But the thing that I kind of question about is his cardio and his takedown defense. What happens if somebody else takes him down and he has to withdraw the storm and pull it out? But in this fight, we might not see that because Desco Turich, he's more of a striker, kickboxer that's going to stand out there, tall guy that keeps his hands low. This is the thing that I like about this. I think Abdul Malik should be able to win inside the distance. He already has experience fighting bigger and taller fighters. He had fought this one guy, I want to say, was like 6'3" or 6'4". I think it was in the LFA or somewhere. I don't remember. But yeah, he was able to get the job done in there. I don't think this is going to be anything different as well. But I do think Desco is getting disrespected a little bit, okay? I don't think he should be this big of an underdog. I think the line should be around -220, you know, and stay around there, -230. Nothing higher than the 240 maybe. Because we haven't seen him thrown into the flame. Desco could strike. Man, he can strike. But all the people that he got wins over in the UFC are not really like, I don't even think they're here no more. And all the people that he got losses to are good fighters to where, you know, who knows what'll happen. I like Mansour Abdul Malik in this one. I think he wins inside the distance too. I'm going to go ahead and say first round, get it done. Yeah, he wins in the first round, folks. Next fight taking place. Just came on short notice. Aleski dos Santos taking on Zach Scroggin. All right, Aleski was supposed to be fighting Nick Dalby. I like Nick Dalby in that one. Nick Dalby got hurt, had to pull it out. Zach Scroggin, a lot of people don't know who he is. So, hey, look, man, let's talk about it. 7-0, wins a lot of fights by submissions. Trains at Marathon MMA over there, you know, with reputable fighters and coaches like Trey Ogden. And Garrett Armfield, who was just fighting last week. In this one, Zaleski's going to be a big favorite because this fight just got put together literally within the last 2 days on short notice. Capoeira type of fighter, good at submissions, good at jiu-jitsu. He should be able to win. But with me, man, I don't know, man. I'm hesitant to just say that he wins, man. I haven't been seeing too much that I like from him as of late. And if Zach Scroggin could go out here and get a game plan for, I don't know, why am I even trying to go that route? Why am I trying to go that route? Man, the pick is Aleski, but I'm not like, I don't know, man. When I watch the weigh-ins on weigh-in days, man, and stuff on the scales, I might be going with Scroggin just for something else, you know. So, but right now, yeah, the pick is Aleski. If you guys want to see exactly if my picks change or my mind change, follow me out on Instagram or X at MMA Locker Room, and we'll see, man. I always update my stuff and my picks. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got Jillian Robinson, the redhead murderer, taking on Luana Pinheiro. All right. Jillian Robinson's like -3-1 favorite on the books, man. And the reason why is because everybody thinks that she should be able to just get this fight down and just submit her and win inside the distance. Pinheiro, though, she does strike hard, man. She keeps us on the feet. She looks so good in that first round. She's trying to finish you. But this is the thing. A lot of times as of late, she hasn't been able to get the job done in that first round. And she's been getting finished or getting the L's. I liked her when she made her UFC debut. I liked her back-to-back on fights, but I haven't seen any improvements, anything new added. And when I see that in a young fighter like this, and you're not doing anything different, you were able to get those wins in that record fighting that way. But once you can't win that way, you got to change up some things, folks. And some fighters do and some fighters don't. Man. In this one, I think Jillian Roberts gets it done. I'm taking her to win inside the distance. I like her as a solid parlay piece as well. Next fight taking place. We got a good one, man. But before we do, smash the like button for me. Hit the comments up and let me know exactly who are you guys going to be looking forward to betting on this week's card and next week's card. The John Jones versus Stipe, Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira, Bo Nickel, and man, so many more good fights on that fight card. Next fight taking place. We got Rainer D. Ritter making his UFC debut, okay, 17-2, coming from one championship. He was the former heavyweight championship holder and the light heavyweight championship holder over there. I know a lot about him. I've been watching one championship for a long time. And this one, he opens up at a -280 favorite. He's taking on Gerald Mershot, GM3. A guy I want to say who has the most submissions in the divisions. And it's matchup against matchup, man. Striker against striker. No, I'm sorry. Grappler against grappler, man. Submission specialist versus submission specialist. Who's going to get the job done in this one? Be honest, I like D. Ritter. But for me to put my money on him, making his UFC debut, coming down to this weight class, he hasn't fought at the 185 weight class in a long time, okay? So with that being said, I think GM3 is the way to go, man. Some people say dog or pass. I'm gonna just say the price ain't right for the favorite tonight. So let's go ahead and get some dog money tonight, man. Give me GM3. He wins a lot of his fight by making these other opponents just give up and quit. And it's a fight. You got to be able to take the hit and be hit. You ain't be able to, roll with the punches and roll on the ground and get up and, do what you can. And he's shown that plenty of time and time again. And D. Ritter, he just hasn't passed that test yet in the UFC. And this is a tough test. We're talking about Gerald Mershaw. If I went over the fights that he had in the UFC, the people that he fought, I mean, come on, man. You just can't get experience like this. It's just, in one fight. So with that being said, if D. Ritter doesn't get GM3 out of there in the first round, this is going to be a Gerald Mershaw fight, man, folks. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the job done, So, yeah, like I said, I'll have plenty more times to maybe look at D. Ritter and see. But in this one, making a big step up like this in this type of promotion and coming off of your last fight too, you slowed down, you got tired out. I seen what happened. Give me Gerald Mershaw in this spot, man. He's the dog. And look, I'm not even just going off of the dog odds. Yes, if D. Ritter was minus 140, minus 150, all right, cool, let's go. I can make a case for that. 3-1 favorite. Oh, man, no, nothing about the odds, just how I could see the fight playing out. I could see D. Ritter looking good for 5 minutes, but then again, I could see GM3 just pulling it off again. And seeing D. Ritter just put on a masterclass performance for 15 minutes at this level, I have to see it with my own eyes before I can just say, all right, this is it. Kayla Harrison, she came over, she did her thing. I seen it. Okay, she's not going to have no problem with these girls over here, but before, hey, can't just tell you, no matter how good they were in that division or that organization, the UFC is a different breed. And, I think GM3 is going to get, the GM3 is the pick. I mean, I'm going with GM3 in this one, man. Let's go. Next fight taking place. It's going to be a good one, man. Bernardo Sopash taking on Ricky Turcios. Bernardo Sopash made his UFC debut against Vinicius Oliveira, and that fight was one of the better fights of the year. He got knocked out bad, though, and it was one of the better knockouts. He looked good in that fight, but he started to slow down and gassed out. And when he did, he didn't have anything to rely on, man. But this guy is talented, man. I like him in the bantamweight division. He opened up like minus 170. They took him off the books, opened him back up, minus 280, minus 3-1 favorite in there. I think he covers the price tag. I think he gets it done. Ricky Turcios, he's a good fighter too. One ultimate fighter though, man. I like this guy. A lot of people say that, they don't think he's a good fighter. I do. I think that he's good at jiu-jitsu. He's good at grappling. He's good at striking. He puts up a lot of volume. He has cardio. He has heart. He's going to always push through the fight no matter what happens. And it's a fight. So if you forget that after 7 or 8 or 10 minutes and think that you're up, he's going to come back and do what he wants and maybe be able to get the win. In this fight, though, I think Sopash is going to be the more aggressive fighter that's going to go for the way to win. I think Ricky Turcios might be on the back foot a lot more. So give me Sopash to win in this one. Next fight taking place, man. All right, we only got 2 more fights to talk about because the Miles Johns fight got pulled off with Cody Garbrandt. So let's talk about it. We got Denise Gomes taking on Carolina Calorix. All right, Denise Gomes. This line is crazy, folks. The price is not right. Earlier on, she was like minus 400. I think she's up to like minus 500 on the books, man. Carolina, this is probably like one of her last fights. She's been fighting forever. Talented veteran, she was actually on a little win streak as of late too. Come over for loss, I want to say, in her last fight. In this one, Denise Gomes probably is going to win inside the distance. She's a hard hitter. In that first round, she's head hunting, and she's been able to knock out plenty UFC fighters doing that style. In this one, I think she wins inside the distance as well. But same thing. What happens if this fight gets extended? And what happens if Carolina, can mix in some wrestling and mix in some takedowns, make this a different fight? That's just what can happen, right? But I don't think it's happening, folks. Not tonight. Give me Denise Gomes to win inside the distance. All right, main event time. Carlos Prates, 20-6, taking on Neil Magny, 29-12. Carlos Prates opened up a minus 6-1 favorite. He's all the way up to a minus 700. I think he's like a 750 out there, pushing BMW numbers. All right, Carlos Prates is 3-0 in the UFC, and he's won by just. annihilating his opponents, man. I mean, the knee that he hit Trevor Giles with, wow, knocked him out. I mean, the way he finished Chuck Buffalo, Charles Radke, something to see. And in this fight, though, he's taking on one of the fighters who have the most wins in the welterweight division. That's Neil Magny. Man, Neil Magny was able to surprise in his last fight out against Mike Malik and pull off the big upset win in the third round because Mike Malik gassed out. Neil Magny's the type of fighter, he's going to put some pressure on you. He's going to clinch you up against the cage. He's going to grapple you. He's fought pretty much everybody already. He's fought for decades in the UFC, right? He's fought people like Carlos Prates. There's no way this line is warranted. The price is way off, man. Like, minus 350? Okay, Carlos Prates? Yeah. Minus 400 at the highest? Yeah, I guess, because, you know, he goes for the kill, and, you know, he's been on a winning streak. I think he's on a 10-fight win streak. I get it. But minus 700? No way, Jose. Carlos Prates wins inside the distance. I say he wins in the second round. You know, with like a knee. So it's gonna be a knee to the body or knee to the head or something, you know. But give me Carlos Prates, man. Nickname's the Nightmare. He's gonna be a nightmare for real for Neil Magny. But I wouldn't be surprised if this fight gets extended to the third round. You guys are gonna be looking at the screen like, what happened? I thought he was supposed to win. If this fight gets to the 3-minute mark in the third round, I guarantee you Neil Magny's probably winning. And everybody's going to be looking at the TV like, what happened? That's what happened. That's why you don't parlay at minus 700. Only sometimes. All right, but in this one, let's go ahead and give you a parlay to get paid, man. We ran through the whole card for you guys today. All right, give me Sopaj. All right, I like that as one leg. All right, then give me Julian Robinson as my second leg right there. And then for 3, let me see if I even feel confident with 3. I do. Give me Mansour Abdul Malik. 3-leg parlay. Meet me at the window and let's get paid. Millz Young here. MMA Locker Room, part of Pick Dawgz. Like and subscribe so you know when the Pick Dawgz go live.